Back to easy, basic goals again. Oh yeah, it is a water park. Of course. It's pretty cool. I think we've just got these 4 rides here, so we don't even need to touch any of the water rides. So let's put our funding into Steel Roller Coaster. Hopefully we can get it soonish. I won't even build anything until that. So yeah, well, shops and stalls I can build. We don't have a kiosk. Need that. Need that at some point. So these. Put the burger bar and the drinks stall next to each other around the park. And then an ice cream stall somewhere. Hold on, let me see. No, we won't go there. Go there. And of course, toilets. Right, that's that for now. We just put all the funding into RollerCoaster. Hopefully get the Steel RollerCoaster for our little twin money makers. There's something coming up anyway. Don't know what it is yet. Get another mechanic. See, nothing's playing music because originally it didn't have any. all of them are going to be water style though. Nah, it just happens to break down. Bloody hell, that's huge, that. I think it's 2 though. Yeah, it's 2. They must be synchronized or something. Let's check. Yeah, sync. Alright, still roller coaster, we've got it. Right, shops. I want that kiosk. That kiosk. Should have enough money to do it. I'll build it on the water. I'll build it here, hopefully. Hopefully they'll both fit here. Right, we just basically need to hopefully fit it in. Will it fit? See, it's very big. I can fit it there, but there's 2 of them. I had this problem in one other level where I couldn't find anywhere to put them at all. Okay, I'll put that one there. And then hopefully the other one will fit next to it on the same level, because the other one might slope up. Nope. Okay, that worked out well. That's pretty much us set for the rest of this level. I might have to move this queue a bit though. Test. Close. I'm going to have to move this queue because that path's not going to work. Put this path along here. Maybe you should have put it the other way around. It's going to cost too much to do that though. Right, close them both and move these exits. We're not going to have to do our traditional exits where I have the path going around. Right, hold on. Saw the price. $3 each. $3,322. Right, do the queue first. Right, let's make it symmetrical. Right. 1, 2, 3, 1. Right, and then it goes up 1. Like that. It turns, goes up. Like that. And that's it. Now where to join it? I don't really like doing thick paths like that, but I don't know, it might actually help. Right, let's open these up. Get them opened. Yeah, we don't need to mess with that. It's mainly just the money. Play music though. It's too bad the music doesn't sync. What else was I going to do? Yeah, paths. Benches. Can't have these rides without any benches. People are going to be thrown up all over the place. And of course, bins on the slopes. More benches. And finally, a handyman to simply patrol this one area. This is your job, keep this clean, otherwise you're fired. There. It's a really small area, so you shouldn't really have any excuses to not keeping this clean. Do we have any lawn? Oh yeah, we do. Pay back a bit of that. And that's pretty much it. We could pretty much just sit here and do nothing for the rest of the level, and we're pretty much done. So yeah, we're back up to like 3 years now. Yeah, 3. 900 guests, 600 rating. Pretty easy. Obviously I'll do more than just build that though. We still need this kiosk, is it on its way? Yeah, 28th. 20th. We're gonna have to rename the park after I'm done with it though, because I'm not... It's gonna be full of rides other than just simply water rides. I'll build some of these now. Kind of a park without a merry-go-round. The most basic ride ever. If you can find somewhere for it. I normally build these rides like towards the beginning of the park, but can't really find anywhere for it. I'll just build it here. This is a good spot. Move it back. because the path wouldn't have gone through there. Put that over there actually. 1D. Oh, I thought that was suspended. Oh well. This will be so easy compared to the last level. I think Poke Park's like the only level with somewhat of a challenge to it. Even then, all I had to do was build another roller coaster. That's what I was going to do actually when I went onto this gear thing. Change it to any load so I'm not constantly waiting. And there's our kiosk. Where's the park? There it is. Just tick everything. Turn that funding amount down a bit though. We don't need rides now. It's very cheap. And then all of a sudden it's too expensive. People will probably stop going on these rides after a while because some of them, especially on some of the earlier levels, some of the roller coasters are like $5 to go on, and no one even wants to pay anywhere near that amount. So you're getting away with paying like you're getting away with charging like $2.50, $3 now, but 6 months down the line they won't stand for that, even on these two. But normally it doesn't go below $2, so I should be okay with that. These still make a hell of a lot of money. Even if you check now, it's made quite a bit. Not much, but wait until the park starts filling up and you get more people coming on. You definitely want this steel roller coaster. If I could have fit this into no way in hell would this have fit into the Dinky Park. But if I could have put this into Dinky Park, you would have had it won in about a month. You wouldn't have even needed a month to get the park value over 10k. I know it's going to ruin the look of the park a bit, but I think it's a good idea to probably join this bridge to over here, because we've got to go all the way around otherwise. So I'll do that. It will look crappy though. Is this all of our park as well? Yeah, it goes right over here. Pretty big, it's pretty big, this one. I think most of them are about this size from now on, to be honest. Really good value, see, it's $3, but they're saying it's good value. And he's also brought an on-ride photo. As soon as I've paid all this back, I'll advertise. Not that I don't think we'll ever need to. See, already we're more than halfway there, and we're not even halfway through the first year, so... I think though, if you're struggling to do a level, like I had trouble with the Dinky Park, it doesn't really matter how much time you've got. I mean, more time wouldn't have helped on that level. The first time I was attempting it, I was just going about it the wrong way. It wasn't more time I needed. I just needed to build another roller coaster, which I wasn't going to do anyway in that first attempt. So you know, time wouldn't have helped me. It's just you've just got to reload yourself, like I'm doing. I think I've got like the best strategy to do in this game. Save it around June time in the final year, unless of course you're like miles off doing the objective, then of course that might not be enough time, but most of the time it is more than enough time. So save it a few months before the end of the final year, and then if you do fail, just load that save and, you know, do things differently. That's all you got to do. But you know, don't make that final save if you've got like less than half the amount of guests that you need, or you've got absolutely no money or something like that. You know, save it if you've like got quite a bit of money behind you and whatnot. But I think in terms of those park value levels, you've just got to build loads of roller coasters. That's like the best thing you can do. No one's going on this. See, the people are already wanting more, this to be cheaper. But hopefully these roller coasters can hold their value for a little while, because just until I pay off this loan at least, usually got to lower this after like a year to $2, but I've never had to lower it to $1. See, most of the rides, like the merry-go-round, you've got to lower that to like 10 cents eventually. Overall, you don't even make a profit off this, off the gentle rides. And if you do, it's only about $20–30 profit overall. The only reason to build these things in the park is because, just to make variety. See, not everybody wants to go on these roller coasters, so if people come into your park who don't have, what's it? It's ride intensity or something. Yeah, see, there's some sort of like between 2 and 12, whatever that means. So basically, anyone who can't tolerate roller coasters at all, they're going to be coming into the park and not have anything to do. So you've got to have rides like this. Speaking of which, I should probably build another one. Build a haunted house. We'll put it here. Create a bit of a space. Right, put that there. The exit there. $1. See, I've just built this for $400 or whatever it cost, but there's no way in hell you're going to make that back. So really, it is a waste of money building these things, but if it makes some people happy, then it's okay. Oops, I need to flatten that. So yeah. These are mostly the same people going back on this ride. Hey, quick bathroom break. Oh my god, they want a price drop on this already. Or not? Still quite a long ways around the park. I'll make another thingy. They're gonna go through there. I think there's a level later on. It might be, I don't know if it's one that I created or something, or it's actually on one of the little levels, but there's one of those rides that shoots up, kind of like the observation tower, but the one that just like drops. And there's a spiraling pathway going up and around it, so like when it drops down, it just like drops between everybody. Actually, I think I made that actually, but I'm looking around for spaces to build stuff. I've got all this water here, so yeah, I actually do have quite a lot of flat space. It's not really flat, but it kind of is. You know, there's still supports underneath the water, so it does cost more than it does to cost to build it on top of the grass. Right, hold on. No one ever goes on this either. This is probably the most unpopular ride in the entire game, especially for what it costs. What's coming? Unknown. Yeah, I'm not even going to have to advertise this park. We're going to do this easily. I've almost got that paid off as well. So what's going on in the industry at the moment? Well, not a whole lot. There hasn't actually been that much happening lately. I suppose everybody's waiting for E3 though, but this is typically the part where Sony starts announcing everything before the show, and then of course at the show they pretty much do all the demos on what they've already announced. I don't know why they just don't announce stuff at the show though. There is a rumour that Bethesda's going to have a 20 to 30 minute long demo for Fallout 4, which, yeah, I don't know. I mean, they do have their own stage now this year, so that could actually be true. But I just hope it gets something, you know, at least a trailer or something, even if it's just a CGI trailer, just to know that it's coming. I mean, we all know it's coming. There's some people who are like, oh, you know, I'd rather have Elder Scrolls 6, but, you know, they've got the Fallout IP now, they can't just, like, not do anything with it. So, you know, you'll get your Elder Scrolls 6, but after Fallout 4. Personally, I prefer the Fallout series overall. I mean, you know, I've played Morrowind and Oblivion and, well, actually I've played them all. I've played Daggerfall and I've played Elder Scrolls 1 Arena. The only one that I haven't played is the one, what's it called, Redguard or something, and of course Elder Scrolls Online. I haven't played any of those spin-offs, but I've played the main series, and you know, I've played Fallout 1, 2, 3, Tactics, New Vegas, etc. The only one I haven't played is the one that was on the PS2. I think it's just called Brotherhood of Steel. I don't think it's actually called Fallout Brotherhood of Steel. It's just called Brotherhood of Steel, but, you know, it is Fallout. But, apparently that was terrible. But, personally, I prefer the series of Fallout, to be honest, because Elder Scrolls 1 and 2, to me, just weren't very good, in my opinion. I mean, they probably are decent games, but and you can actually download them for free off the Bethesda website now. But I played them, and I just can't get away with that whole randomly generating terrain thing. And I've read something that sometimes some people can't even get out of the the very first dungeon in Elder Scrolls 1 because something about if you stick around too long, like higher leveled enemies start appearing in the dungeon, so you've got no chance of getting out, so you basically need to find the exit ASAP. But it's impossible to determine where exactly it is because it's randomly generated terrain, so you don't know where it can be anywhere. There's no two dungeons the same, which is what I don't like about it. You know, I mean, it's clever that, in a way, it's clever because you're going to be playing it, and it's going to change every time you go somewhere. So basically the game stays fresh every time you're playing it, but at the same time I kind of would prefer just a predefined map, so I know where stuff is, and you know, stuff like that. I mean, that's probably why the game is so small in size. And you know, it, like I say, it is clever, but personally I've just preferred a traditional map, RPG map. So, you know, the first two Fallout games to me, I just can't really get into them. I've never finished them, and I probably never will. But, you know, Fallout 1 and 2, on the other hand, it's completely different gameplay though. You see, the Elder Scrolls games have actually kept the same, like, gameplay. The Elder Scrolls 1 and 2 pretty much play like the later games, like, you know, first person. I don't think you can have third person, but it's pretty much like first person. You go around, and then, you know, you choose your race at the beginning, like, you know, Red Guard, Orc, Dark Elf, etc., stuff like that. But with Fallout, it's completely different gameplay, like the first two games. In a way, I kind of actually prefer the original Fallout gameplay, because you know, it's like a top-down RPG, but it still very much is an RPG. You know, you don't run up to an enemy and start swinging, you know, moving the mouse left to right, and, you know, hoping that you win and you don't take too much damage. Whereas in Fallout, it's like a proper, you've got to actually have a strategy to it. I mean, sometimes you'll be running around on the world map, and you'll get into a ambush. You'll be ambushed by super mutants, and you'll just get absolutely obliterated. But sometimes, you know, most of the time, it's a fair fight, and you can, like, plan it and stuff. But I just prefer the Fallout games overall. The whole series is just, personally, my favourite Western RPG series, easily. The whole setting, the story, characters, you know. But some people are like, you know, oh, I wish Obsidian had written this, you know, done the writing for it, and that's kind of what I thought as well. You know, I made this comment on YouTube or something, and everyone agreed with it. And personally, I don't see why they don't just do this. But why don't they just get Obsidian's writers to write the script, write the game, write the quests, and then have Bethesda just make the game? So Bethesda develops it and Obsidian writes it. I know that Bethesda has their own writers and whatnot, but, you know, they could probably write the next Elder Scrolls or something, do something else while people are writing Fallout, because, you know, Fallout kind of should have kept the Obsidian writers, to be honest. That's just my opinion. But, yeah, I think that's probably the best thing they could do. Bethesda develops, Obsidian writes. You know, because no doubt, Bethesda knows how to use their own tools better than anyone. I mean, the games are still buggy as hell, but still. It'll be a hell of a lot better than New Vegas, because that was a buggy-ass mess. And you can't deny that. So, you know. But yeah, I'm looking forward to E3, pretty much just for the Fallout reveal. And hopefully it is revealed as well. I'm 99% sure they're going to reveal it. I mean, they're not going to book a stage just not to reveal their biggest, well, the second biggest franchise. I mean, you know, Elder Scrolls is bigger than Fallout, no doubt about it, but personally, Fallout's just a lot better, for the reasons I mentioned. Skyrim's probably the best game they've made. So, you know, out of all the Bethesda games, Skyrim is the best game, but Fallout's the better franchise in my opinion, the better series. And hopefully in Fallout 4 they've actually done, you know, you can actually join. Well, first of all, hopefully the Enclave are in the new Fallout, and hopefully you can join them. You know, it's kind of, they kind of did the right thing in New Vegas. You could join the, you could join Kaiser's Legion. You could kind of join the Enclave, but not really, because they were, well, spoiler alert, the Enclave pretty much don't exist in New Vegas. But I think the Enclave in New Vegas, the Enclave's kind of like collapsed in the west. But in the east, they're still strong, because even after Fallout 3, they're kind of like present. Just because they weren't in Fallout New Vegas doesn't mean they don't exist anymore. That just means that they're weak in that particular region, whereas, they could have a heavy presence in the rest of America, so, they could easily bring them back. And hopefully they do, because they're probably the best, the best faction, if you want to call them, in the whole Fallout universe, to be honest. They're the most interesting, I'll say that. More interesting than the Brotherhood of Steel. And especially the armour as well. We can finish paying this off now. Yeah, that's something in New Vegas. I don't know if was it last year. I think it was last year. But basically, I was like, I hadn't played it on hardcore mode yet. But I was just like, one day I was like, thought I'd randomly just play it and just go exploring and whatnot. And I came to like this tunnel. Well, not tunnel, like this cave entrance towards the north, near Jacobstown, I think. And it said you need a lockpick skill of like 100. And I couldn't... I think my lockpick skill was like 85 or something like that. So even reading a magazine I couldn't get in there, and I was on like level 50. Because I had the Ultimate Edition. So I was like, I don't know what the hell's in there, so I restarted the game. And I did the hardcore playthrough because I needed the trophy for it anyway, which I did. Hardcore in New Vegas is still ridiculously easy compared to the original Fallouts, by the way. That's the only thing. If you're going to play the original Fallouts, just be prepared that they are quite tough. Especially if you've only played newish WRPGs, then this might actually be a bit hard. Even on easy mode it can be pretty hard. Anyway, so I restarted the game on hardcore, and I looked into this little cave thing, and yeah, you can kind of team up with the Enclave, like, bring them into the final fight at the end. But you get the power armor. And I was like, whoa, I didn't even know this existed in this game. You think you've discovered everything, and then all of a sudden, like, there's a whole different story arc going on. That's kind of why I like the Fallout games more. I mean, I know the Elder Scrolls has stuff like this, but still. It's just, I think Western RPGs are getting so good at this point that Japanese RPGs are kind of like falling behind and stuff. They're not really leading the market anymore for RPGs. I mean, you had the whole Final Fantasy, Kingdom Hearts, Dragon Quest, well, not in the West anyway, but you had all these like Japanese RPGs coming out constantly. And people were always choosing the Japanese RPGs over the stuff like... What's he doing? Get on the path. Japanese RPGs were pretty much always bigger, really. I mean, you had Warcraft and stuff like that, but people, JRPGs was pretty much where it's at. But like as of last gen, it's just all about the WRPG now, and I'm not surprised, to be honest, because they're getting so good now. You get a WRPG, you've got like 200 hours worth of gameplay. It's not even... JRPGs last about, I don't know, 50, 60 hours. It's like triple the amount of gameplay and stuff to do. It's just... the only thing that you can say about JRPGs is that they're more polished on release. When you get a JRPG, you don't need about 10 patches just to make the game you know, glitch free, and they're still never ever glitch free. Even when you do the community patches and whatnot, they're still not glitch free, but still, it's just a lot better. In short, I'm hyped as hell for Fallout 4. Yeah, I can't wait. But they also said that it's not going to release in 2015, which honestly, are we surprised? Okay, they're not going to announce it and then be like, oh yeah, it's out in 4 months' time. That's not going to happen. It'll be 2016. I don't think it'll be April 2016. I know that Bethesda used to release the games in. They used to release the games in like April, May. I remember Morrowind came out around that time, and Oblivion did. But after Fallout 3 came out, was it like October-ish? October, November. And then Skyrim came out in November 11th, because it was 11/11/11. So, I don't know. I don't know whether they'll go back to releasing in the spring or not, but I don't think it really matters when they release the games, because people are going to buy them anyway. It's one of those games that, you know, they don't need to release the game with all the other big blockbuster games coming out in the fall. You know, they can just release it whenever and it'll still be big. They don't need to release it towards the end of the year. You know, so some games do need to do that. Bethesda doesn't. They never did. Because they are the king. I just hope it's a lot more polished. Damn, I didn't open that. I hope it's a lot more polished though. You know, so presumably it's been in development for how long? About 4 years. I don't know whether or not Bethesda has a separate team for making the expansion packs or not. That's the only thing. If they don't, then it's probably only been in development for like 3.5-ish years. And a lot of that time's probably preparing for the next gen consoles, you know, converting all the tools and stuff. I think it's still using the same engine Skyrim was using. I think they said that Skyrim doesn't use the Gamebryo engine, but someone said they did. It's like a modified version of Gamebryo, so they're still using Gamebryo. I think they've done a lot of improvements to it though, because Skyrim's system requirements weren't as ridiculous as Fallout 3's, I don't think. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, I think more speculation at this point is where's it going to be set. Personally, I don't really care. You know, set it anywhere. Set it in Alaska if you want. I'll still, you know, it's still going to be one of the best-selling games of the year whenever it's released. But other than that, I mean, I'm not really hyped for it. I'm never really hyped for E3 anymore, to be honest. E3's just nowhere near as good as it used to be. Some stuff gets like announced and like I just don't care for a lot of stuff. The highlight of E3 last year, I'll tell you what it was for me: the Grim Fandango remake, the remaster. Other than that, there was just nothing really there that like impressed me. Yeah, I can't even think of anything else. I think you know, everyone was like hyped over that No Man's Sky thing, but that to me just does not look that good at all. Graphically it looks okay, but really I don't get the hype at all. What you do in that game? You get in a spaceship, you fly to a planet, you run around, and then you get back on the spaceship and then you fly elsewhere. That looks like one of those 10-minute games. You play it for like 10 minutes and then you're done. I don't see the point in that game at all. Sorry for the developers and all that, but yeah, I just don't get what's so good about that game. I mean, I know it's an indie game, so, you know, credit there. I mean, at least they didn't make another 2D knockoff, but still. Yeah, I don't see what's the big deal with that game? I mean, I'd love to be proved wrong. I mean, if it comes out and it's like an amazing game, then I'll come on here and I'll say, you know, yep, I was wrong. But as of right now, I don't think so. I think it just looks like a typical run around, do nothing game. You know, you run around and you explore and then that's it. I don't see the point in that. And yeah, other than that, I just don't remember what else was at E3, so there mustn't have been much. I think Microsoft had a few things, but I just can't remember. And of course, Sony's not going to be at Gamescom this year either. For those who don't know what it is, which, if you don't know what it is, then it's not going to matter to you anyway, but Gamescom's a yearly event in Germany. I think it's in Cologne. It used to be called Leipzig. The show used to be in Leipzig, and it was called Leipzig, but then they changed it to Gamescom and it's in Cologne. It's still in Germany, but apparently this year it's in, when is it? I think it's in July or something. It's like 2 weeks later after E3. Now that's why Sony's not attending it. But they apparently are attending another show in Paris, which is in October, which is where... See, Leipzig's usually... Not Leipzig. Gamescom's usually in September. October, September... No, it's normally in August, actually. But this year it's so close to E3 that they're not attending it, so, you know, I don't know why they don't just push it back, to be honest. They've hurt their own show there. I mean, I know Sony's probably still going to be there. They'll have the games and kiosks and whatnot hooked up, but it's they're not going to have a stage presence, so they're doing something in Paris in October or something like that. I don't know, we might get something at October. And some people are like, oh, you know, is there going to be a PS4 Slim? I doubt it. It's only in its second year, you know. Normally the Slims get announced in the third or fourth year. Normally it's the fourth year, but the PS3 was doing so bad, they kind of needed the Slim ASAP. I don't think the PS4 doesn't need a Slim right now. And that's just the name, by the way. You know, there's a lot of people replying to people saying, you know, it's slim enough as it is. That's not the point. It's people don't want the Slim because it's slim. They want it because it's cheaper. It's probably uses less power. It's quieter, etc., etc. It's not just because of the size. That's just the name. You know, yeah, the PS4 Slim. You know, they could release the PS4 Slim, and it could be next to no difference at all. But if it's cheaper and it runs quieter and it runs less wattage and whatnot, then, you know, it's totally worth waiting out for. But as of right now, you know, if you want a PS4 for the new Batman or whatever, just go ahead and get it, because it's not going to come out this year anyway. You know, it'll be next fall at the earliest. Having said that, there might be a PS4 price cut, so I would actually wait until after E3 at this point. Unless you absolutely cannot wait, just wait. So that's pretty much the only E3 discussion going on right now. There's not a whole lot coming and going. Mainly, you just got to keep your eyes on the PlayStation blog and stuff like that. Microsoft, I don't know what they're gonna do. There's a new Banjo successor coming or something like that. I don't know. We'll wait and see. I don't know. I don't think they're gonna. I don't really have my hopes up for that, to be honest. I think Banjo's pretty much, you know, I don't know. See, the thing is, I mean, we're all hyped for these sort of games, but you've got to remember that these games are mostly platformer. You know, yeah, obviously it's platformer, but they're aimed at kids. And kids nowadays, you know, they don't really play games like we did back in the day. That's the thing you've got to consider. So, you know, it's all well and good they're bringing these games out, but if they don't sell, then you're not going to see any more anyway. So, you know, I mean, hopefully we get something, but you've got to remember that the main target audience for these games pretty much don't give a shit outside of... It's either Minecraft or Call of Duty that kids are into nowadays. And if not that, then just crappy tablet games. So, you know, that's pretty much all I've got to say on that. Or, unless they're into Mario. If they're into Nintendo games, then, yeah. I need some more mechanics. Yeah, Nintendo, I mean, you know, let's see what they've got, but Nintendo's focus is on the 3DS, which is the one system that's... I mean, the system's doing well. Let's not pretend it isn't, because it is. A lot of people like to say, oh, you know, handhelds are dying, blah blah blah. Totally just ignoring the 3DS's success, but, you know, the 3DS is a massive success. At the same time, though, it's the Wii U that needs games, but that's what Nintendo's not bothered about for some reason. The Wii U needs games because you know, it's not selling very well, so it needs games. But at the same time, Nintendo's more bothered about giving the 3DS more games, even though it doesn't need them. I can't build this there. Close it, bulldoze it, move it over. Yeah, you know, it's it makes sense on one hand, but on the other hand, it doesn't really make any sense to me. You know, you're making games for the wrong platform here. I'm not saying don't make any games for the 3DS ever again, but at the same time, you know, make something for the Wii U. The Wii U needs games. The 3DS is a success anyway. Not to mention, there's third-party games coming out left, right and centre on the 3DS anyway, so you don't really need to make as much focus on that. You know, even if they just came out at E3 and just announced a new Metroid for the Wii U, I'd be happy with that. But at the same time, they need more stuff coming to the Wii U. The Wii U is really not, library-wise, very strong. So yeah, I mean, I've got one. I've got a Wii U, but I'm not. If Nintendo tomorrow turned around and said, we're not going to release another game for it, we're moving on to a new system, I personally still wouldn't regret buying the Wii U, because I've got, you know, the homebrew channel and whatnot, so I've got all my emulators and stuff on there. So I really couldn't care less. The main reason I bought the Wii U was to play emulators, ROMs and stuff like that. I mean, I know I've got the PC, but there's stuff like it just feels better playing with Nintendo hardware and stuff like that. I mean, I've got the Wii, the original Wii, and the reason I got the original Wii is also for homebrew. So as soon as the Wii U came along, I was like, well, no need for the Wii anymore, because I can just do everything on the Wii U. But at the same time, you know, I still kind of want some new games on the Wii U as well. So, you know, give me something, Nintendo. Nintendo doesn't have a stage at E3 anymore. I don't know why, because, you know, they were decent. Well, besides 2008, they have decent showings, but they do have the Nintendo Direct, so they still could announce some stuff. But they really need to start focusing on the Wii U now, because it's getting pretty pathetic, to be honest. It's been out, what? It's come to its third year on the market, isn't it? And, you know, people are still playing the same games from when it launched, mostly. And I mean, you know, you've got Mario Kart 8 and Smash Brothers, but, you know, give us something new. I think Splatoon's just gonna flop as well. Everyone's going on about that game. I think it's just, it looks okay. It looks decent, but yeah, it is gonna flop. Don't rely on it to sell millions of consoles here. You know, they've got a Yoshi game coming out. They've got a Kirby game coming out, and they look decent, but they're like the $40 games. You know, they're like kind of not budget games, but you know, we kind of want something like big budget, you know, like big $60 production here, and we're not getting them. You got Xenoblade coming out, which looks good, but we need some more stuff. That's what I'm saying. And not necessarily new IPs, just, you know, more and more and more. I was gonna say something there, but yeah, we need a Metroid. A new Metroid. That's what's needed. Look at all the money we've got. So I bet you, I bet you we can do this 900 guests within the first year. Hold on, how much longer have we got left? Right, watch me. Well, at least try to do this. I bet you we do it. All this advertising will totally get 900 guests. Okay, watch this. Basically, the goal is to do 900 guests and 600 park rating by the end of October year 3. This is October year 1. Now, watch me do this goal. Okay, check it out. Look at all these people coming now. So, I've already done that. So, basically, we just need over 900 guests. So, let's just go ahead and sit back and watch this. Watch me complete this level within the first year. I could have done this probably within the first half of the year, but yeah, I was busy focusing on other stuff. So we need less than 100 at this point. There's a lot of people coming out of the park though. I don't know if they're like they're all angry and stuff. Don't know why. Probably can't afford to go on any rides. Losers. Still gonna do it though. Do I have that roller coaster? I could totally build one of my own. I wish you could get a preview of them. Actually, that's the one that dips down, isn't it? Let's check out. I did build one on the Dinky Park. It's very basic though. I don't even know where I can put this. There's nowhere to put this. I could probably put it there, but I'll have to remove all these trees. Sometimes if you just constantly click, it might just like suddenly fit somewhere. No. I don't even need to do that anyway. I don't know why I'm trying to do that. If I was trying to boost the park value, sure, but you don't need to do that. I've nearly look. See, I told you, I've nearly done it. "10 days until I run out of time." I'm sure you'd get a lot of guests if everything was suddenly free, which I could probably afford to do, because there's no way, I'm not even going to spend 10k on anything for the rest of this level. I could actually do with reducing the price of these too soon. Getting pretty unpopular. There, done. Done it within the first year. Told you I could do it. I could do all the levels within the first year, except maybe Dinky Park. You know, you do need to build up your money a little bit to get more roller coasters in the park, but I told you, you don't need that much time. I've done this level within the first year. With ease. So yeah, at this point you're just pretty much just looking for something to do. I know what you could do. You could just walk away from the computer and just leave it for like 3 hours. I'm not going to do that though. I did that in a couple of my earlier videos, but I normally just like walk away for about 10-15 minutes and then come back. You know, I'm not going to just leave it. And especially if you lose. If you do actually end up losing from just walking away, you're going to be kind of angry. Kinda. These two roller coasters make everything so much easier. I'm going to lower the prices because they're getting pretty unpopular. $250. The amount of litter in your park. Well, guess what? Considering we've got so much money, and I hate doing this, but... Whoa, we've got staff now. That's overkill. The only problem with these is taking more grass every time you hire a handyman. I hate doing this. It's so tedious, like really. It's the most tedious thing in the game. I wish you could just like auto deselect that. See, if you're hiring anyone else like a mechanic or whatever, you don't have to do this. You just basically put them down and then close the little box. But you can't do that in this game. I don't know why there's litter anyway, because we've got plenty of bins. Damn, that's a lot of people. If you close it, does it automatically fire them all? No. Oh, well that's good, isn't it? So you're basically paying all these people's wages, even though they're not doing anything. So if you hire somebody but forget to put them down, like if I, I'm going through all the lists now, if I accidentally like miss one of them, I'm paying him to do nothing. He's not even in the park and I'm paying him. I think this is overkill anyway. I don't need this many. At least you can just look down the list real quick and see who has more grass enabled. I think this is another one of those levels that actually was called something different in the UK version. This level's called Aqua Park, but in the UK version, what the hell? I just selected more grass on this guy, but I didn't place him. Yeah, I think this park's called something else in the UK version. I can't remember what it is though. I'll just have to Google it, and I'll put it as in the title of the video, like I did with Dinky Park, because that's called Pokey Park over here. I don't know why they changed the name. I'm guessing some copyright thing. But yeah, this is Aqua Park. This is the US version, and it's called Aqua Park in this, but I don't know. I can't remember what it was called in our version. We've got way more than enough now. I'll still hire them all. It's going to cost an absolute fortune every month now doing these, paying these guys. There's only 7 left. Right, close that. Hopefully we shouldn't have any more issues with dirt or junk. Or sick. I just check that I've hired them all. Don't want to be paying somebody who's doing nothing at all. Right, I could do with another one of these actually. I'll hire 2 more. Damn it. It can be the tiger, and then he can be the elephant. Alright. Shouldn't have any more issues with stuff crap on the paths now. We've got so much money on this level. I will put this back up. I can put this back up to maximum. That's about it. this is unpopular again. Oh shit. Whoa, it was this. Whoa, should have seen all the people now. There's too many people in the park. I'm gonna put these paths off this way. But what? Come on, man, it's just a little tiny shrub thing. There's nothing, there's barely even anything there. Well, that was a disaster. I've lowered it now to the 56 miles per hour. I'll just have to do that on every level from now on. I don't know why. How many of these have I built over the levels and that's never happened? I don't know why. What's going on with that? I hate that. I hate when it does that. Good thing there's two of them because they won't be scared of this other one. Or whichever one didn't crash. Although they don't seem to be going on it now. Why aren't they going on it? I can't find it. Let me help. There you go. What an idiot. It's right there. He doesn't want to go on it now. Screw him. We don't need the money anyway, we could just get rid of these right now and that's it. Everyone's like, oh no, I'm getting out of here. It's too crowded. Most disappointing park. Yeah, I'll be saving it soon anyway. We're nearing the halfway point, but oh shit, yeah, I forgot about that. What's the park rating at? No. It always ends up climbing back up anyway, though. I've had a bunch of rides crashing in like previous levels, and then eventually everyone forgets and starts going back on the ride again anyway. You know, give it a few months and everyone will be going back on this. In the meantime though, they're all going on this one. I've just had to slow it down a bit. I mean, I don't know why some roller coasters just suddenly crash out of nowhere, because, you know, how many times has this sort of been running, this whole park? This has been going for ages, and I've done it on every other level. Well, most other levels. Without a single crash, so that doesn't make any sense to me at all. And it wasn't raining at the time either, so you can't make the argument of the track being slippy, because it totally wasn't. Yeah, it's just random crap. I think this game doesn't like me sometimes. Especially on Dinky Park. Screw that level. Ooh, got some scenery. Oh, we got a different scenery pack. Yeah, this is pretty weird, this scenery pack. You've got like, it's like, what's it called? Licorice All Sorts. I don't know if you guys have those in the US. What the fuck? You see what I'm talking about? What is with this? Some of these rides, it's just like so random, like stuff breaking out of nowhere. I bet you get like a different path as well, like a checkered. I seem to remember like being like a chess. Well, there it is. See, I told you. Because you've got the chess pieces in this. I don't know why. I don't know what this has to do with you know, licorice all sorts. It's just scenery though, you know, they don't do anything. I can't believe we've just had another ride crash on us out of nowhere. I'm totally saving it as soon as we get into July. I'm saving it. That'll be the end of part 1 anyway, but still. I mean, what the hell? You're doing amazingly. I think the better you're doing on this game, the more it tends to screw you over. Like, what was that all about? Seriously, it just came out of nowhere. This ride. It's just stupid. It just doesn't make any sense. Some people going on this now, but still, this looks way too big anyway. I mean, how big do they want to make this this ride? It goes all the way over here and then it's all the way over there, and you know, it's just weird. I still don't know how that crashed. It just makes no sense to me at all sometimes, this game. Oh well, let's hope it doesn't randomly crash then, piece of crap. I'll hire another mechanic, actually we'll go crazy and just hire a shitload of mechanics. Alright, no more broken rides. I'll hire some more security as well. Just a few more though. Yeah, the park rating goes back up eventually, but still, it still shouldn't. Stuff shouldn't randomly crash in the first place. It just kind of makes you not want to build any more of these track rides, but you need them because otherwise the park doesn't survive. You know, people start like losing interest and not staying in the park and stuff like that. So yeah, I'll save it at the end of June, beginning of July. That's the halfway point, which I always do, and then when we hit our final year, I'll save it in July again, so there's like room for error should we fail, so I can reload and just play from there rather than playing the whole level over again. See, my little strategy came in handy on Dinky Park because I totally needed to reload. but I didn't have to do the whole level again. I don't think most people are going on this anyway because it's too expensive. People are still going on this though, and I don't think I've ever lowered this. See, it's still $3. Yeah, this is starting to get a bit more popular now. Better not crash again. Oh, look at this. This has totally lost everybody's interest. Even the slide's holding up better than it. I'm gonna save them actually, because overwrite. I think you can overwrite anywhere. What's it called? Hold on, let me just. Right, this is the blue one, so it's ice. Whatever it was. Shit, no, that's one thing. Safe track design. Ice. Hold on, let me just. There it is. Oh, that's good. It's got a little lock thing on it, so I know which ones are mine. That's obviously not what it's for, but still. I know the only difference here is that it's going like 2 miles per hour less, but you know, just in case I forget to do it. Right, this is the red one, so I'm looking for red. There it is. I'll write that. I don't know if you could actually overwrite the pre-made. The other ones that the developers made, I don't know. I don't want to do that though, just in case. You know, sometimes you've got to rely on the pre-made ones, especially the bobsled ones, because I suck at making that roller coaster. I can't make that roller coaster to save my life. What's this? Another roller coaster. We don't really have anywhere for these other ones. I've got plenty of money to build them though. The guests are starting to go down a bit, but that really doesn't matter, to be honest. I could just wait until October year 3 and then take out a bunch of advertisements and get like 100 to 200 plus guests like within a couple of weeks, because I already did it. That's if it even drops below 900. It might not drop that far yet. I think it's mainly because people died and people were like, oh shit, gotta get out of here. You know, I've pretty much solved the problem with this, but with this is kind of out of my hands, because I'm not even going to touch this, because honestly it's underground and I don't know, weird as hell. I don't really like building stuff underground. You've got to do it on Dinky Park, but when you've got other space, you don't really want to do that. It's kind of a last resort thing. Me. It's the twiddle your thumbs part of the level. Is this level 10? I think it is, isn't it? So we're actually nearly halfway through the game now. Just the base game though. I mean, we've got all the expansions to come yet, but I will take a break after I've finished the main game. I didn't think that it took this long, to be honest. Hopefully most of the levels on the expansion pack are actually like 1 or 2 years long. Otherwise it's going to take us a hell of a long time. I might not even resume this game until like next year or something. You know, and then when I finally get around to doing the first expansion pack, I'll take a break before doing the second expansion pack, take another break before doing RollerCoaster Tycoon 2, take another break before I do RollerCoaster Tycoon 2 expansion pack. I don't know how many expansion packs RollerCoaster Tycoon 2 has. Tycoon 2 has. I think I've only got one of the expansion packs, to be honest. I've got like a double pack. It's got the RollerCoaster Tycoon 2 plus one of the expansions. I don't know what it's called. It's got a dinosaur on the front and a speed car, a sports car. I don't know. I think there's like a dinosaur scenery pack. That's about the main thing that's in it. I can't even remember what it's called. Something Twisters or something. It's the UK version though, so like the expansion packs are like named differently depending what version you've got. What's that? Is that a... Oh, I thought it was like a pier or something. There is sometimes like some little huts and stuff like hidden in the forests, but sometimes they don't put anything. I don't think they've bothered putting anything on this level. I think it's just like a forest and trees and water. Yeah, there's nothing on this level. At least now the park isn't overloaded anyway. We had like 1,200 people or something like that before. It was way too crowded. Now it's like eased up a bit. It was mainly when I closed this, when I closed both of these rides, and everyone was like walking around here and like, oh my god, well, I've got to go. So I built this park and I bought that park. Yeah, I know it's going a little bit slower than it was, but at least it's safer now. Could slow it down a lot more than that though. I mean, there's no other train for it to go into, so you know, if it doesn't make it over these, you know, if it's barely making it over these loops, it doesn't really matter because there's no other train to come into the back of it or anything like that. put some fountains here. Makes it look a little bit better. Put one there as well. Alright, we're into June, so at the end of this month I'll save it. And that's the halfway point. That's not the point of no return though, that's that'll be July year 3. That's our point of no return. Should we need it. The guest amount is actually starting to go down quite a bit though. I don't know why. Some people are like just leaving and getting incredibly angry. Some people just run out of money though. I mean, you know, eventually they are going to leave the park anyway because they're going to run out of money. But that, you know, if they leave happy like he is, I think that helps your park rating go up a bit. You know, word of mouth and whatnot. Ultimately, you just don't want any rides crashing, because otherwise that's the main thing that affects it. Dum dum. This is unpopular. Barely even made it. Actually, it's actually turned a profit. It's actually broken even and turned a profit, so that's actually pretty impressive for the haunted house. Let's go and check out the what's this? Oh, it's just warm theming. Yeah, let's check this out. This is actually not that bad either. There's still people in line. 50 cents. How much has that made? Not quite as much. Yeah, it's almost broken even, but you know, you don't expect big profits out of rides like that. You do need roller coasters. Wow, this is really popular now. Look, there's hardly any rapids even to get onto. They're all pretty much sold out. Do we have anyone complaining about anything in particular? Thoughts? Bathroom. We need more toilets. I don't know where... we've got one there. Where's the other one? I don't want to build another one too close to the other one. There it is. I heard it before I saw it. Right, I'll put the other one... I'll put one here. Broken benches. Replace that. Right, and build another one somewhere. No, that's there, so... Right, I'll build it over here somewhere. Right, what's the other complaint? People saying they're thirsty, but there's not that many people. I'll build some more food and drink. There's a good spot. We'll put a burger bar next to it as well. Hope you like burgers, because that's all you can eat in this park. Except ice creams. 4th of July. July 4th. See, it's a UK game, so over here in the UK, we say 4th of July rather than July 4th. I don't know why, to be honest. If you ask me, Japan actually has the best date system because it's year, month, day. Whereas, you know, because if you're reading something like online and it says, you know, unless it says like written May 3rd, 2008 or something like that. If it's like digitalized, so say, you know, day, month, year. It could say something like 03, 05, 2008. Obviously the last years, the 4 digits on the end are going to be the year. But the other two, you don't know which way around they're supposed to be. Like, some people read 03, 05 as May the 3rd, and some people will read it as 5th of March. So, but with the Japanese system, it's year, then the month, then the day, so you know which way around it's going to be. See, sometimes people get mixed up with the UK or the US format, and it's kind of stupid, to be honest. I'm sure other countries do the day, month, year thing as well, and I'm sure other countries do the month, day and year thing, so it's not just the UK and US, but you know, I still say the Japanese format is the best. It's the easiest to understand. Only if it's you know, numbers only. Like I say, if it's like DDMM, you know, if it says like May or June or July, then you know obviously that's the month. Obviously. I'm just saying. Alright, I'll wait until this unlocks and then I'll save it. And that'll be part 1. And we are still losing guests. Very slowly but surely. But look at all that money I've got to spend on advertising. I could pretty much advertise every single 6 weeks in year 3 if I wanted to. There's enough money there. Is it log flume or log flume? Fume. What's coming up? Oh yeah. Oh right, it's a fire stall. Cool. Because I've totally got somewhere to put that. Actually, I'll put it there. Why does this keep breaking down every 5 seconds? Some rides just really unreliable. They break down like every time you look at them. Like you look at it and it breaks down. Or you turn the music on and it breaks down. It broke down when I turned the music on. I think this was the ride. It's like, oh, you put the music on, oh, it's gonna overheat. Boom, there it goes. It's made quite a bit of money, that though. How much have these made? A lot of money. That one's obviously made more because this one crashed. I'm assuming that one crashed. Which one's which? I can't even remember which one crashed. Was it this one? I think it was this one, wasn't it? Yeah. It was this one. The blue one. The blue track one with the red train and the red queue. That's the only thing. If one of them breaks down, then it's out of sync, as you can see. But obviously the other one's not going to wait until that one's fixed because people are just going to be sat there waiting, aren't they? See, it'll wait for it now because they're both working, so it'll just wait until this one's got its people on board. See, it's waiting. And there's the fry stall. Something just broke down, and I don't know if it's one of these two roller coasters because it might go off the edge, but it didn't. Something broke down then. Anyway, let's put this here, and that will conclude the first part of this level. Thanks for watching, stay tuned for part 2, see you then.